The phone buzzed while I was painting my nails bright red. "I'm done with you and moving to Denver with my secretary. Already took all our money, L." I read it twice before setting my phone down. "My name is Sarah, I'm 35, and my husband just broke up with me like we were teenagers." But while Tom was probably laughing about his smart move, I was smiling too. You see, I'd been expecting this message for weeks. The clues were everywhere. New cologne, gym membership he actually used, and mysterious phone calls in the garage. 2 months ago, I found a hotel bill in his jacket pocket. That night, I opened my own secret bank account. When Tom suggested we should put all our money together to make things easier, I said yes with a big smile. The joint account he emptied had just enough money to make him think he was clever. My real savings were safe in my new account, along with photos of every strange receipt I'd found. His phone buzzed again. "Don't cry too much, you'll find someone else maybe." Someone else. I laughed out loud. I didn't text back. Instead, I called my lawyer friend Jenny. "It's time," I said simply. "The papers are ready," she replied. "Want me to send them to Denver?" "No rush, let him think he won first." Another text came. "Ashley and I are flying out tomorrow. Try not to miss me too much, face with tears of joy, Ashley." His 22-year-old secretary with a giggling laugh and sparkly nail polish. I'd met her at the office party. Watched her hang on his every word like he was some kind of movie star instead of a boring accountant. My little coffee shop downtown was doing great. Thank you very much. Better than his job, actually. I'd kept all the business money separate, even though Tom always said I was being silly about it. That evening I sat in our house. Well, my house since Grandpa left it to me. Tom had always wanted his name on the papers, but I'd said no. Good thing too. While looking through old photos, I found our wedding pictures. Tom looked so different then, before he started wearing tight shirts and using hair gel like a teenager. More texts kept coming, each one meaner than the last. "I've been planning this for months. Ashley gets me in ways you never did. You'll be okay, maybe you'll meet someone who likes older women. Already told everyone we just grew apart." I took screenshots of everything. Let him keep talking. Every word was just more proof for Jenny. The last message made me laugh. "Used our credit card for the flights and hotel. Consider it a goodbye present, money with wings. Perfect." I called the credit card company right away. "Hi, I need to report stolen charges and cancel my card," I told the nice lady on the phone. "What charges, ma'am?" 2 tickets to Denver and a fancy hotel, charged today." My husband took the money and admitted it in text messages. I could hear her typing fast. "I'll cancel those charges right now and remove him from your account." Tom and Ashley would get to the airport tomorrow and find out their tickets were canceled. Their hotel reservation too. My phone buzzed again. "Don't worry about the house, I'll let you keep it until you find a smaller place." Did he really think my house was his? Had he forgotten whose name was on everything? Another message. "I know the coffee shop is important to you. We can work out how much you owe me for my half." His half of my business that I built with my own hands and money while he complained about my long work hours. I poured myself some fancy wine I'd been saving for something special. This definitely counted as special. Tomorrow would be interesting when Tom learned some hard truths, but tonight I'd plan my next move. The next morning brought angry texts from Tom. "What did you do to our credit card? The airline won't take our tickets. The hotel canceled everything. Answer me." I put my phone on silent and went to work. Friday was always busy at the coffee shop, and I had new cupcakes to bake. Life goes on, even when your husband runs away with someone young enough to be his daughter. Around lunchtime, his mom called. "Sarah, honey, Tom told us about the divorce. He says you've been controlling and now you're being mean about his trip." I put the phone on speaker while I decorated cupcakes with little hearts. "Did he mention taking all our money and using our credit card for his girlfriend?" Silence. Then, "Well, he said you forced him to do it because you were so cold." "Linda, I have his text messages. Want me to read the one where he brags about taking our money?" Another pause. He did seem a bit harsh in that text. I told him that was rude. Thanks for calling, Linda. I've always liked you, but my lawyer says I shouldn't talk about the case. Goodbye. By afternoon, Tom's sister was telling everyone about their disaster at the airport. Tom and Ashley were stuck at a cheap motel, their Denver dreams ruined. He tried using his other credit cards, but those were maxed out too. Another red flag I'd noticed months ago. Jenny called with good news. The emergency court date is Monday. With his texts admitting he stole the money and used your credit card, we're in a strong position. Has he been served the divorce papers yet? Not yet, but he'll get them at his motel. Oh, and his girlfriend's Instagram is giving us great evidence. She's been posting about their trip all day, including some nasty comments about you. I smiled, thinking about my own evidence folder. A whole year of weird charges, hotel receipts, and text messages proving he'd been planning this. Tom was so focused on his big escape that he never thought I might be watching and preparing. My phone buzzed. You think you're so smart, but I have copies of the coffee shop's records. Half that business is mine. I sent the text straight to Jenny. The emergency court hearing Monday was perfect. Tom showed up in his new young guy clothes, tight jeans and a shiny jacket that screamed midlife crisis. Ashley waited outside, looking nervous under the bright courthouse lights. Jenny presented our evidence piece by piece. Tom's happy text about emptying our account, his credit card theft, his year of sneaky spending. Each piece carefully collected during months of quiet watching. Your Honor, Tom's rushed lawyer said, my client made some quick decisions, but Mrs. Johnson has been mean and calculating. Calculating? Jenny shot back. You mean smart. My client protected her separate money and kept detailed records of her husband's suspicious behavior. That's not mean, that's good business sense. The judge looked through my paperwork. The house deed in my name only. The coffee shop business papers. The careful separation of work and personal money that Tom always complained about. Mr. Johnson, the judge said to Tom, you admitted in text messages to deliberately emptying a joint account and using shared credit cards for a trip with your girlfriend. Do you deny this? Tom shifted in his chair uncomfortably. I was just trying to make a clean break. By committing fraud. The judge raised his eyebrows. And now you're claiming rights to property that clearly belongs separately to your wife? Tom's lawyer tried again. The business grew during their marriage, Your Honor. The business was started before marriage, Jenny interrupted, and Mrs. Johnson kept strict separation of business and personal money throughout. We have documentation of every penny. I watched Tom's face as he started to understand. This wasn't going to be easy. He thought he could empty our accounts, run off with his girlfriend, maybe claim half my coffee shop in the divorce. He'd never bothered to understand why I insisted on keeping things separate, always calling my careful bookkeeping obsessive and paranoid. The court finds enough evidence of financial misconduct, the judge announced. All shared assets are frozen until final divorce. Mr. Johnson must return any money removed from joint accounts within 24 hours. But that money's gone, Tom protested. We spent it on. Then find a way to replace it, the judge cut him off. Outside the courthouse, I heard Ashley asking Tom about their Denver plans. His answer was lost as I walked confidently to my car, heading back to the business he'd never understood or respected. Over the next few weeks, Tom tried desperate moves. He claimed the coffee shop was his idea, that he'd invested money in the beginning, that he'd been my business partner all along. All quickly proven wrong by my careful records. He's getting desperate, Jenny observed. His girlfriend's Instagram shows they're living in her tiny apartment now. Living on a secretary's salary isn't the glamorous escape he imagined. Tom's family started calling again, but their tone was different now. We had no idea, his sister Amanda admitted. He told us you'd been cold and controlling, that he needed to escape. But then we saw his texts, the way he bragged about taking your money. That's not the brother I thought I knew. His mother called too, crying this time. The things he said about your age, about replacing you with someone younger, I raised him better than that. I thought I did anyway. I let their calls go to voicemail. Their support might have mattered weeks ago. The coffee shop was doing amazing, actually helped by local gossip about my situation. Women started coming in specifically to show support, often buying way more than they'd planned. My ex tried something similar, one customer said while buying 3 dozen cookies. Men like that never expect us to be smarter than them. My phone still got occasional texts from Tom, swinging between angry and begging. You've ruined everything. I never meant to hurt you. You'll regret being so mean. Can't we work something out? That business would be nothing without my support. I forwarded each message to Jenny without answering. Through friends, I heard Ashley was having second thoughts. Sharing her small apartment with a middle-aged man who couldn't afford his own place wasn't the romantic adventure she'd imagined. The age gap that seemed exciting during secret hotel meetings felt different in harsh reality. She posted about toxic relationships and learning from mistakes on social media yesterday, and removed her relationship status this morning. I almost felt sorry for Tom. Almost. But then I remembered his ul after telling me he'd emptied our account, the casual cruelty of his age comments, how he'd assumed I'd be helpless without him. The final divorce hearing painted a very different picture from Tom's imagined victory. Gone was his cocky attitude, replaced by barely hidden panic. Ashley was nowhere to be seen. She'd moved on to a coworker her own age according to office gossip. Tom showed up in his old clothes. The designer wardrobe returned to help repay the joint account he'd emptied. His lawyer looked tired, probably from trying to find holes in my documented separation of assets. Your Honor, Tom's lawyer tried one last time. Despite the separate property documentation, my client contributed to his wife's business growth through moral support. Moral support? Jenny interrupted. Like these text messages calling Mrs. Johnson's business a little coffee shop. Or these social media posts calling it her hobby. The judge had clearly seen enough. The final settlement reflected my careful planning. I kept my house, my business, and my separate money. Tom got his personal stuff and his car, which was worth less than he owed on it. You've destroyed me, he hissed as we left the courthouse. I'll have to move back with my parents. No, Tom, you destroyed yourself. I just made sure you couldn't destroy me too. His mother was waiting outside, ready to drive him to her house. His new home at 45. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. The man who'd mocked my age was now living in his childhood bedroom while I continued running my successful business. You planned this all along, he accused. You knew this would happen. No, I just paid attention. And unlike you, I understood the value of keeping good records. His mother stepped between us. That's enough, Tom. You've embarrassed yourself enough already. As they walked away, I heard her start lecturing him about his horrible choices. I watched them disappear into the parking lot, feeling nothing but relief. Tom thought he was writing the ending to our story with that cruel text. Instead, he just set my carefully laid plans in motion. My phone buzzed, not with texts from Tom this time, but with notifications of new online orders from my coffee shop's website. Life was moving forward, just not in the direction he'd imagined. 6 months after the divorce, my coffee shop had expanded to a second location. The irony wasn't lost on me. While Tom struggled to rebuild his life, the little shop he'd dismissed was thriving. I'd hired 5 new employees and launched an online store that was gaining customers across the state. News of Tom's situation came back through mutual friends. He tried dating apps but found women his age weren't interested in a middle-aged man living with his parents. Younger women, having heard about his history through office gossip, stayed away. Ashley had apparently warned her friends about him, sharing screenshots of his desperate attempts to win her back. His career suffered too. The company's HR department had investigated his relationship with a subordinate, resulting in a formal warning. The promotion he'd expected went to someone else, someone who didn't have a history of inappropriate relationships with office staff. He tried claiming age discrimination, Amanda told me during a surprise visit to my shop. HR just added that complaint to his file. I was surprised to see his sister in my store, but her presence spoke volumes about how thoroughly Tom had alienated his own family. "I know we didn't support you at first," she admitted, touching a display of artisan coffee cups. "He played the victim so well. But watching how he handled everything afterward, I'm ashamed we ever believed him." My lawyer kept me updated on Tom's continued attempts to challenge the divorce settlement. Each petition was denied, his claims dismissed based on evidence of his own actions. He actually tried arguing that his text about emptying the account was just a joke, she told me, laughing. The judge asked if Floel made theft less illegal. The coffee shop's success brought unexpected recognition. Local business magazines wanted to feature my story, not as a betrayed wife, but as a smart businesswoman who'd protected her interests. The best protection is preparation, and always trust your instincts. Sometimes the best revenge is simply succeeding on your own terms.